Saturday, December 6th, visibility had dropped to zero. Literally zero. People couldn't see their own feet on the sidewalk. Now imagine that the air you're breathing isn't air at all. It's sulfuric acid hanging in the sky, like a yellow-black blanket. You choke with every breath. You can't find your front door. Ambulances can't reach you because the drivers can't see the road. And the government tells you it's just a bit of bad weather. For 5 days in December 1952, this was London. Welcome to Dark Reckonings. Every catastrophe has a story. We uncover the truth behind the ruins. Let's open the file. December 4th, 1952. London is cold. Not unusual cold, just a British winter settling into the bones. Temperatures hovering around freezing. And across the city, millions of Londoners do what they've done for generations. They light their coal fires. This is post-war Britain. The country is still rebuilding. Housing is scarce. Money is tight. But the coal hearth, that's sacred. A survey from 1942 found that 78% of Britons used coal to heat their homes. It wasn't just fuel, it was comfort, it was home. But there was a problem. After the war, Britain had switched to cheap, low-quality coal, high-sulfur coal, the kind that burns dirty. And on December 4th, as millions of chimneys pumped black smoke into the London sky, the weather was about to turn the city into a gas chamber. December 5, a high-pressure weather system, an anti-cyclone, stalled directly over London. In a normal winter, coal smoke rises, cools, and disperses. But the anticyclone created what meteorologists call a temperature inversion. A layer of warm air sat on top of the cold air at ground level, trapping everything beneath it like a lid on a pot. And under that lid, London cooked. Every day, the city's chimneys pumped 1,000 tons of smoke particles into the air. 2,000 tons of carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, the invisible killer. The sulfur dioxide mixed with the water particles in the fog and became sulfuric acid. The air itself turned to acid. The fog thickened. It wasn't the gray mist London was used to. This was yellow, then black. By Saturday, December 6th, visibility had dropped to zero. Literally zero. People couldn't see their own feet on the sidewalk. Bus conductors walked in front of their own buses holding flares, guiding drivers through streets they'd known their entire lives. The entire public transport system collapsed. But it wasn't just outside. The smog got inside. It seeped through closed windows, under doors, through every crack. Movie theaters had to shut down because the screens were covered in greasy black grime. One journalist wrote that greasy grime covered indoor surfaces, furniture, bed sheets, faces. There was no escape. Donald Atchison was a young doctor working at a hospital in central London. Years later, he would describe creeping on the pavement along the walls of the buildings, to the next corner, to read the name of the street. A man who knew London intimately, completely lost in the city he worked in. When he finally made it back to the hospital, the smog was already inside the wards. It was inside his patients' lungs. Hospitals filled beyond capacity. Respiratory admissions more than doubled in a single week. Hospitalizations jumped 48%. Morgues overflowed. Funeral homes exhausted their entire supply of caskets. Florists ran out of flowers. And it wasn't just people. At the Smithfield Show, London's premier livestock exhibition, cattle suffocated where they stood. Prize animals, brought to the city to be judged, died in their pens breathing the same air as everyone else. The official death toll, released by the government in the weeks following, was 4,000. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Decades later, in 2001, researchers at Johns Hopkins University went back through the excess mortality records. They looked not just at the 5 days of the smog, but at the weeks and months that followed, the respiratory failures, the cardiac events, the slow deaths of people whose lungs never recovered. They published their findings in a major medical journal. Some reckonings take decades to surface. The Great Smog killed 12,000 people, but the official story, the clean, manageable version, said 4,000. It took nearly 50 years for the real number to be published in a medical journal. By then, the men who made the decisions were gone. The coal industry had collapsed. London had clean air. But the question remains, what disasters are we living through right now? What poisons are we breathing? What policies are killing people slowly? That won't be fully counted until someone digs through the records in 2070. Thank you for joining us as we dive into the dark chapters of history on Dark Reckonings. If this gripped you, please like and subscribe so we can bring more stories like this. Tell us in the comments, what hidden disaster should we uncover next? Until then, stay aware